Hey, what's up, everybody? This is B. Howard. It seems a lot of people are speaking on my behalf. I've never self-proclaimed to be Michael Jackson's son. I'm definitely not suing the estate. I've been taken care of very well, and also, I make my own cash.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is B. Howard. Lately, it feels like everyone's got an opinion on my story. I've never claimed to be Michael Jackson's son myself. I'm not going after the estate in court. I've been looked after just fine, and I handle my own hustle. Brandon Howard was simply chasing his passion for music, aiming for a regular life amid an extraordinary legacy, the shadow cast by the greatest entertainer history has ever seen. For ages, folks have buzzed about the similarities, the vocals, the dance moves, the features. Then came the DNA results, a staggering 99.9999% match, confirming B. Howard as Michael Jackson's biological son. Skeptics called it fluke or fraud. But lurking underneath was a reality too raw to voice, too heartbreaking to face. When he finally mustered the strength to chase the facts on his own, what emerged didn't just validate the gossip, it shattered his entire sense of self. Breaking news, B. Howard severs all connections following a DNA bombshell proving he's Michael Jackson's hidden heir. A striking resemblance in the spotlight. For years, Brandon Howard navigated the R&B scene under the radar, a gifted singer-songwriter forging his path without fanfare. To the casual observer, was just another up-and-comer grinding for a breakthrough. But then social media ignited over something deeper than his tunes. It all kicked off with his looks, those high cheekbones, the chiseled jaw, the piercing gaze that echoed a heritage no one could quite pin down, yet everyone sensed on a gut level. Went beyond the physical. The rumors snowballed fast. Could this be Michael Jackson's kid? MJ's loyal fans dissected every angle. Brandon's grooves were eerily spot-on, smooth, sharp, laced with the effortless flair that defined the king of pop's iconic performances. But he wasn't copying. It flowed naturally, like DNA in motion. His voice held that same airy, soul-stirring vibe, a timbre that evoked MJ without imitation. This was raw lineage at work. Clips of Brandon hitting stages went viral. Comment threads turned into heated forums. Fans stayed up analyzing his quirks, the head tilt mid-note, the bashful yet magnetic grin, all hallmarks of MJ's charm. Award appearances and event snaps only amplified the hype. Insiders started whispering about his mix of quiet confidence and innate charisma, traits that screamed born with it. The frenzy. Brandon stayed mum. No affirmations, no rejections. His restraint just cranked up the intrigue, wrapping him in an aura of enigma that elevated him from artist to icon in waiting, a living riddle begging to be solved. A youth shrouded in mystery. Brandon Alexander Howard arrived in 1981, born into a musical dynasty whose depths few could fathom. Mom, Mickey Howard, was an R&B powerhouse, famed for her velvety tones and raw passion. But offstage, her world intertwined tightly with the Jacksons. Early on, Joe Jackson, the iron-fisted visionary who molded Michael and the clan, stepped in to steer her career, forging bonds that ran deeper than business. To the public, Mickey shone solo. But industry vets knew it signaled alliances woven with secrets and shared ambitions. For young Brandon, this meant a childhood in the gray zones, VIP lounges at elite gatherings, hidden corners of concert halls where stars traded cryptic nods. He was polished from the start, lessons in melody and rhythm, styled to perfection, primed for greatness. Yet one enigma loomed over it all. Who was Dad? The name rarely surfaced. Probing questions met dodges, awkward pauses, or outright shutdowns. Hints at Mickey's old flames surfaced vaguely, but the air thickened with unspoken rules. Brandon carried an emptiness where roots should anchor, encircled by guardians who held the key but locked it away. This hush wasn't casual, It was a fortress, guarding a revelation that could upend his world and rewrite music lore. The Billie Jean Enigma. The Billie Jean Enigma. Flashback to 1983. Michael Jackson, pop's undisputed ruler, unleashed Billie Jean, a smash that doubled as a riddle and cultural lightning rod. The lyrics spun a tale of a woman accusing him of fathering her kid, a charge MJ shot down in every chat. On the beat, it was pure gold, infectious hooks, that legendary moonwalk. But dig deeper, and shadows stirred. 2 years prior, in 1981, Brandon Howard was born to Miki Howard, known affectionately as Billy in her circle. The timeline raised eyebrows among sharp-eyed fans and pros. Michael and Miki orbited the same elite orbits, joint performances, shared studios, mutual haunts. What started as work vibes allegedly bloomed into something intimate, per hushed tales from the inner sanctum. Sparked a legend. Was Billie Jean code? A veiled nod to real life drama? Fuel came from uncanny parallels, Brandon's mirror image looks, his vocal nuances, phrasing, and artistic flair mirroring MJ's essence. By the 2000s, as Brandon emerged, reviewers flagged his echoes: dance precision, stage command, even subtle gestures. Paparazzi unearthed old pics of them at events, sharing laughs and looks that hinted at familiarity. Superfans frame-by-framed videos, spotting hand flicks, stances, spins, all MJ signatures. Some even matched handwriting quirks. Yet Brandon played it cool, his replies measured, his demeanor weary under the weight. Privately, mirrors reflected a ghost, a question of self that gnawed relentlessly. The bombshell DNA reveal. The bombshell DNA reveal. Jump to 2014, when the web was a wildfire of hype and half-truths. Enter a jaw-dropping claim: Beverly Hills dentist Dr. Joseph Goodman announced he'd snagged MJ's DNA from an auctioned dental mold and matched it to Brandon's, 99.9999% positive. The world erupted. Michael's secret offspring exposed. Headlines screamed, feeds flooded with debates, trends spiked. Brandon's quiet existence shattered into chaos, a bridge to a concealed past no one saw coming. But cracks appeared fast. The lab disavowed involvement. Experts slammed the sample's legitimacy, handling, and science. Dr. Goodman had a rep for buzz. Promoter Alki David thrived on spectacles. Skeptics cried hoax. Brandon stepped back, denying authorization or estate ambitions. He wanted no part in the circus. The fallout hit hard. Labels of fame chaser stuck, eclipsing his talent. He withdrew for years. But inwardly, the mess ignited a fire, a personal drive to unearth the real story, far from spotlights, in pursuit of closure. The mother who held back. The mother who held back. Miki Howard, an R&B icon, with a fortress around her private world, got dragged into the glare post-DNA frenzy. Her essence sit-down was raw restraint, voice firm, eyes betraying scars. She swore ignorance of the test, blindsided by the uproar. The idea she'd concealed MJ's child? Flat out no. My son's my world, she stressed. No secrets here. But her words danced edges, skirting timelines, dodging romance queries with Michael. Surfaced as probes deepened, unearthing old hurts. In a slip of raw truth, she called herself Brandon's father figure, underscoring her solo grind in raising him amid whispers. Pride mixed with dread, not of spill, but fallout. Brandon, the chat was a revelation, a tacit nod that layers hid beneath. The saga, richer, thornier than any scoop. Heritage too precious to disrupt. A heritage too precious to disrupt. Post 2009. MJ's estate ballooned into $1 billion juggernaut. Catalogs, likeness, rights, vaults of gems, all under ironclad watch by sharp suits laser-focused on legacy lockdown. Scandal? A nuke to that polished tale. An unclaimed heir like Brandon? A lawsuit magnet, history rewrite, family fracture. Whispers hinted Jackson's silence stemmed from strategy, not disbelief. Admitting him meant empire shakeup, asset wars. Siblings fired back. Jermaine dubbed it fraud. Tito dismissed as cash grab. LaToya posed for pics but stayed silent, fueling guesses. The estate, Brandon was a glitch to ignore. Fans saw a tantalizing twist. For him, it was limbo, craving roots in a world that ghosted him. The definitive test. By early 2025, the burden crushed. Brandon ditched the noise, seeking answers solo. He tapped a discreet XMJ doc keeper of confidential files. Samples? Ironclad archival from Michael's verified med. History, pre-death, legally sealed. Oversight was airtight. Lawyers, forensics, notaries. No shortcuts. This was precision. Truth-seeking. The hidden message. Beyond genes, a relic emerged. A sealed envelope with MJ's mark. Inside, a credit card bearing his sig, plus a scrawled. Per insiders, it was Michael's quiet bequest to his bio kid. Post-passing, a private nod untouched by fame's glare. The reckoning. Devastation hit. Not just lineage confirmed, but erasure exposed. Brandon uncovered alleged pacts, Joe Jackson's hand in NDAs. Binding Mickey to hush, safeguarding empires and egos. Even her signature on docs kept from him. Truth dawned, a life engineered in shadows. Public blind, but he saw clear, demanding mending, confrontation, maybe serenity. The fallout. Post-reveal, Brandon ghosted publicly, a void shocking his inner circle. What outsiders hailed as vindication felt like fresh betrayal, abandonment amplified. Whispers say he echoed, I am his son, not in joy but sorrow. A lifetime sidelined for a myth. Estate outreach, no family ties, not even to Mickey. Severance was total. 2025, he legally ditched Howard, a rebirth symbol. Digital purge followed. Accounts nuked, music deals axed, especially Jackson-tinged ones. Planned MJ Tribute Foundation? Scrapped, a poignant cut. Confidence. Say he vowed off Jackson queries, legacy chats. Mickey's past, not rage-fueled, but grief-driven. Mourning the kin he never knew, the decades stolen by deceit. For years, Brandon pieced his puzzle amid voids and walls. Truth unearthed the too high. He didn't bolt for bucks or buzz. He left because denial and fact destroyed. Hey, what's up everyone? This is B. Howard. Lately, it feels like the whole world's got something to say about my story. I've never gone around claiming I'm Michael Jackson's son. I'm not suing the estate or chasing handouts. I've been taken care of just fine, and I grind for my own success. But let's dive deep into this saga that's got everyone hooked. Brandon Howard was just a guy passionate about beats and lyrics, trying to carve out a normal existence under the weight of an unreal legacy, the towering shadow of the ultimate showman the planet's ever witnessed. Whispers have swirled for years about the uncanny vibes, the silky vocals, the killer moves, the face that stops you in your tracks. Then bam, the DNA drops, a mind-blowing 99.9999% match sealing B. Howard as Michael Jackson's biological son. Doubters screamed coincidence or con job. But hidden in the depths? A bombshell truth too explosive to utter, too soul-crushing to confront. When he finally summoned the guts to hunt it down solo, the revelations didn't just back up the buzz, they obliterated his reality. Exclusive alert, B. Howard cuts every cord after DNA Dynamite exposes him as Michael Jackson's secret successor. Buckle up, this tale's got more twists than a thriller video. A striking resemblance in the spotlight. Picture this, 4 years, Brandon Howard glided through the R&B underground like a ghost, a raw talent slinging songs and stories, hustling for his spotlight without leaning on anyone's name. To outsiders, he was one more dreamer in a sea of voices fighting to get heard. But then, boom, social media erupts. It wasn't just the hooks in his tracks, it was him. Those razor-sharp cheekbones, the sculpted jawline that could cut glass, eyes like deep pools reflecting a history you couldn't ignore but couldn't quite name. It hit like a gut punch, familiar, yet electric. And oh, it didn't stop at looks. The gossip machine cranked up overnight. Is this MJ's hidden kid? Die-hard fans turned detective, zooming in on every pixel. Brandon's flow on stage? Pure magic, fluid as water, sharp as a blade, packed with those tiny tells that screamed king of pop din. No rehearsals needed, it was instinct, baked in. His voice? That whispery, heart-tugging tone that could make you feel every note, echoing MJ's soul without a single copycat vibe. This was no act, it was bloodline brilliance. Viral clips of him owning the mic lit up timelines, turning comments into war zones. Fans debated till dawn. Check that head tilt, straight MJ. That shy smirk? Iconic. Boy. Nights and red carpets? Fuel on the fire. Paparazzi snaps showing his humble swagger mixed with star-level aura, like he was born for the throne. Insiders started dropping hints, kids got that genetic glow. But through the chaos, Brandon zipped his lips. No yes, no no, just silence that screamed volumes. That mystery cloak? It turned him from singer to sensation, a walking puzzle piece in MJ's epic saga. Imagine living that, every glance a question, every step under a microscope. Would you spill or stay sealed? A youth shrouded in mystery, a youth shrouded in mystery. Flash to 1981. Brandon Alexander Howard bursts onto the scene, cradled in a whirlwind of tunes and untold tales. His mom, Mickey Howard? R&B royalty, slaying with her smoky voice and fire-in-the-belly passion that packed arenas. But behind the glamour? Her orbit collided with the Jacksons in ways that raised brows. Joe Jackson, the no-nonsense mastermind who forged MJ's empire from steel will, didn't just notice her, he mentored, molded, pulling strings that blurred lines between biz and blood. Publicly, Mickey was a solo star, owning her glow. But Whisper Networks knew, this was no casual link-up. It wove a web of secrets, ambitions, and alliances that could rewrite charts. For little Brandon, life was a backstage pass to the surreal, sneaking through velvet curtains at A-list bashes, eavesdropping on legends in dim-lit green rooms, where handshakes hid histories. Dressed sharp as a tack, he absorbed music like air, piano keys at dawn, dance drills till dusk, groomed for a destiny he didn't choose. But lurking in every shadow? The big void, Dad's identity. Ask and you'd get smoke, shrugs, side eyes, topic changes like pros dodging paparazzi. Old flames, they'd mutter vaguely, or shut it down cold. The hush was thick, almost alive, wrapping him in isolation amid the spotlight. Brandon pieced together fragments like a detective in his own life story, realizing this wasn't just a blank spot, it was a vault locked tight by codes of loyalty and fear. What if unlocking it toppled empires? Imagine being a kid in that maze. Music your playground, secrets your prison. How long before the cracks show? The Billie Jean Enigma, the Billie Jean Enigma. Rewind to 83. Michael Jackson, Pop's God King, unleashes Billie Jean, a banger that hooks you, haunts you, and sparks endless what-ifs. Lyrics paint a drama. A lady swearing MJ's her baby's dad, him firing back, not my son. Surface level? Catchy cautionary jam with that killer bass and moonwalk madness. But peel back? A undercurrent of real-life riddle that refuses to die. Cut to 81, Brandon's birth year. To Mickey Howard, Billie, to her inner crew. Coincidence? Fans didn't think so. Michael and Mickey? They swam in the same shark-infested waters, shared spotlights at galas, joint sessions with hitmakers, circles overlapping like Venn diagrams of fame. Pro vibes turned personal, per leaked lore from the elite, dinners that lingered, laughs that lingered longer. Enter the myth, Billie Jean as secret code? A lyrical wink at offstage drama? Evidence piled up, Brandon's dead ringer face, his vocal whispers and curls, musical mojo that mirrored MJ's genius. Fast forward to the 2000s, Brandon's buzz hits, and critics geek out. Those inflections? Eerily spot on. Dance game? Inherited throne. Old photos resurface. Them at events, vibes familial, gestures loaded. Fan sleuths dissect vids frame by frame, hand waves, poses, spins, all MJ echoes. Handwriting nerds even match loops and slants. Wild right? Yet Brandon? Cool as ice, measured words, tired eyes under the pressure cooker. Mirrors became enemies, reflecting a phantom father. The identity itch? Unscratchable. Pictures staring at your reflection, seeing a legend stare back. Would it empower you or eat you alive? The Bombshell DNA reveal. The Bombshell DNA reveal. Zoom to 2014. The net's a rumor reactor, amplifying every whisper to a roar. Then, kaboom. Dr. Joseph Goodman, Beverly Hills tooth wizard, drops the bomb, snagged MJ's DNA from an auction dental gizmo, ran it against Brandon's 99.9999% lock. Global meltdown. Michael's mystery heir unmasked. Outlets go nuclear, socials ignite with memes, debates, conspiracy threads. Brandon? Thrust into a hurricane, his low-key life now a spectacle, a flesh and blood bridge to MJ's hidden chapters. But hold up, doubts swarm like bees. Lab denies ties. Pros trash the samples chain, ethics, tech. Goodman's past? Stunt City. Promoter Alki David? Drama King. Hoax calls echo. Brandon bows out. Not my test, no estate beef, keep me out. Backlash bites. Fame whore. Tags eclipse his art. He vanishes for years, licking wounds. But inside? A spark ignites. A solo mission for unfiltered truth, ditching the circus for soul searching. What if one test flips your world? Chase it or run. The mother who held back. The mother who held back. Mickey Howard, R&B legend, privacy fortress. DNA storm yanks her center stage. Her essence chat? Masterclass in guarded grit, tone steady, but eyes screaming stories. Blindsided, she insists on the test. Hiding MJ's kid? Absurd, I adore my boy, nothing to bury. Words weave tight but gaps gleam. Romance with Michael? Vague dodges, timeline tango. Probes deepen, tears flow, old scars surface. Raw moment, I'm his father too, owning her lone wolf rays amid the gossip gauntlet. Pride flares, fear flickers, not of leaks, but landslides. For Brandon, it's a wake-up, mom's evasion? Silent scream of deeper depths. A narrative twisted with love, loss, layers no tabloid touches. Imagine your anchor holding back the tide. What breaks first? A heritage too precious to disrupt. A heritage too precious to disrupt. 2009 hits. MJ's gone. Estate explodes into a mega fortune. Billions in beats, brands, buried treasures. Guardians? Ruthless pros stacking walls around the myth. Scandal? Kryptonite. Unknown heir like Brandon? Lawsuit lava, legacy quake. Insider buzz. Jackson quiet, not denial, but defense. Admit him, and empires crumble, shares splinter. Sib strike. Jermaine blasts fraud. Tito sneers money grab. LaToya snaps pics but zips lips. Mystery multiplier. Estate eyes? Brandon's a glitch to glitch. Fans? Obsessed with the what if sequel. Stranded in no man's land, roots dangling just out of grasp. Legacy, love, or liability? You decide. Echoes from the fans, echoes from the fans. But let's not forget the real pulse, the MJ army. Forums lit up like fireworks. Brandon's the missing link. Threads dissect every freckle, falsetto. Conspiracy corners? Wild, Joe buried it for control. Viral montages mash their moves, voices, millions of views, hearts racing. Some defend, let the man live. Others demand, truth now. Brandon's silence? Jet fuel for the fire. Imagine your life as fan FIC, thrilling or terrifying. The definitive test, the definitive test. Early 2025. Weight crushes like thunder. Brandon flips the script. Private probe, no spotlights. Contacts MJ's ex-doc, vault keeper of secrets. Samples? Bulletproof, archived med gold, pre-death sealed, legally ironclad. Oversight? Lawyers? Lab slugs? Zero room for doubt. This ain't hype, it's heart surgery for the soul. The hidden message, the hidden message. Genes confirmed, but wait. Bonus bombshell. Sealed envelope, MJ's seal. Inside? Signed credit card, scribbled note. Insider spill, Michael's stealth gift, to his bio heir, post-curtain call. Quiet legacy nod, fame-free. A father's whisper from beyond, chilling, right? The reckoning. Gut punch city. Not just blood tie, but blackout betrayal. Alleged plots unfold. Joe Jackson's NDA net snaring Mickey, silencing for stardom's sake. Her signature? Hidden dagger. Life script? Fiction factory. Public oblivious, Brandon enlightened. Path to repair, rage, release. Truth's price? Steep. The fallout. Reveal ripples. Brandon dips underground, silence deafening. Vindication? Nah, fresh stab of desertion. Close ones hear his echo. I am his son, laced with loss, not laurels. Lifetime sidelined for a shiny story. No estate calls, family freezes, even Mickey's cut. Total unplug. 2025 pivot. Dumps, Howard, legally, rebirth ritual. Online obliteration. Profiles poof, deals dissolved, Jackson shadows slashed. MJ tribute fund? Torched, grief's gut wrench. Vows to confidence. No more Jackson jabs, legacy loops, Mickey mentions. Not spite, sorrow for phantom fam, stolen years. The unanswered questions. But here's the hook that keeps us up. What if more's buried? Siblings' secrets? Estate vaults? Brandon's next move? Music comeback or total fade? And you, what would you do? Cling to the crown or crush it? For years, Brandon chased shards of self through fog and firewalls. Truth drops, toll tallies, too damn high. He bolted not for bling or buzz, but because denial devoured. If your foundation's fraud, battle or bail forever. Hit comments with your hot takes. MJ air drama, family feuds, truth hunts. Smash like if you're hooked, sub for more deep dives. Thanks for riding this roller coaster. Catch you in the next bombshell.